Good afternoon, all investor. Today the management who are here with us to give you the information and answering the question are Mr. Katara Sukhsawang, our Group CFO,
ครับตอนนี้
Miss
ครับ
Achariya Angsutham, Treasury and Investor Relation Director, Mr. Wuttichai Kupujiwong, Consolidate and Business Performance Analysis Associate Director. And you are here with me, Vipada Chayaporn, Investor Relation. I will run this session. Okay, for the agenda of the today presentation, we will start with the company overview and followed by financial performance, market outlook, and we'll end the session with the Q&A. For the company overview, TTA Group has been established over 100 years ago, and we listed in SET in 1995. It's about 30 years. So our business is shipping, which is our performance is very outperform the market. So we rank in top 3 for TCE rate in 2023. And we are the only company that maintain the top 5 throughout the past 6 years that they have been doing the survey. For the our shareholder structure, our major shareholder is Mahakisri family, holding about 37.3% of the total share. For our stock, we listed in SET as I mentioned, and we also listed in SET ESG rating with AA level. For the TRIS rating, we have been the TRIS rating had maintained our rating at BBB+ with a stable outlook in 2024. For the TTA strategic portfolio, we have main 5 business, including shipping business, which is the dry bulk shipping. We're holding about 100%. Second, offshore service, which is we operate through Mermaid Maritime, which is listed in Singapore. We're holding 58.2%. The third one is agrochemical segment. We have PM THORESEN Asia, which is also listed in SET, that the main business is selling fertilizer in Vietnam, and they also sell pesticide, and they also have the factory area management service. For food and beverage business, we have Pizza Hut and Taco Bell. And for other investment, we invest in many business, including port management, water management, transportation, warehouse and logistics, and also oil and gas. Our revenue structure in the first quarter, we have a total revenue of 7,295 million baht, which is 23% from shipping, 54% from offshore service, and 30% from agrochemical segment, and F&B or food and beverage is 7%, and lastly, investment 3%. For our EBITDA structure in this quarter, the main contribution in this quarter is other investment, which this quarter we have sell the digital asset, so that is gain from selling of digital assets, so it's contribute 72% of the EBITDA in this quarter. Secondly is shipping, followed by food and beverage, agrochemical, and lastly the offshore service. For the financial performance, in this quarter, we have a significant event, including our performance that we contribute, that we deliver the net profit of 852 million baht, which is driven by other segment. As I mentioned before, that we have a gain from sale of digital asset. In this quarter, we also acquired one second-hand Supramax dry bulk vessel with the carrier of 56,104 deadweight ton, which is bringing altogether our shipping fleet to 25 vessels. In this quarter, shipping segment also deliver the TCE rate of $10,565 per day, which is outperform the net market rate of Supramax by 34%. In this quarter, we also issue the bond of the total amount of 800 million baht, which were fully subscribed in January, which the main purpose is to redeem the maturing debenture in February. For the dividend of the year 2024, which is we are now in the first quarter, is 0.22 baht per share, which is yield 5.42%, vs the set of 3.95% as of 13th of May. For the next session, there will be the financial performance of the consolidation and each segment of the TTA. I would like to invite Khun Achiriya Angsutham to give you the information about this session.
Hi, investor. Welcome to the session. So I would like to give you the detail of the first quarter 2025 financial performance per the detail below. So let's start with the consolidated statement of income. This first quarter TTA report 7.3 billion revenue, increasing mainly from higher revenue from offshore services and higher revenue from agrochemical business segment. The gross profit will report at 1 billion baht. Other income was 1.4 billion baht, mainly from digital asset sales. Consequently, the EBITDA was reported at 1.69 billion, 35% increase Y-on-Y. There's one transaction which is considered a non-recurring transaction, which stem from mark-to-market loss from digital asset in amount of 296 million baht. In conclusion, TTA report net profit in amount of 852 million baht. To give you the financial position of the company at this quarter end, TTA remain a strong financial position with a high cash under management of 7.6 billion baht. We still maintain a low leverage, considering from the debt to equity ratio at 0.56 compared to the average of listed of company in set at 1.09 times. We still continue to deliver a positive net cash flow, mainly from our operating activity at 1.175 billion baht. I will give you the detail of each core business. Let's start at shipping segment. At this quarter, the shipping business has the gross market Supramax freight rate average at of $8,321 per day. The TTA net TCE rate continue to overperform the market at 7,905 per day. So we outperform around 34%. The net TCE rate at 10,565 comes from our own fleet rate at 10,381 per day, with the gain from the charter-in vessel of $184 per day. The utilization of our own fleet continue to maintain at a high rate at 99.3%. For the financial performance from the shipping business, We maintain the cost efficiency with the OPEX at $4,272 per day, 19% below the industry. The break-even rate maintained low at $8,370 per day, leading to the net profit margin from the shipping at 21%. At our quarter end, we own 25 vessels, come from 23 Supramaxes and 2 Ultramaxes. The average vessel size is 55.9K ton, or 3.6 below the 58K ton index. The average fleet age is 16.8 years. In conclusion, I give you the detail in financial performance of the shipping business. The freight revenue were about 1.65 billion, decreasing 2% Y-on-Y. The net TCE average at 10,565 per day, as I mentioned, still overperformed the market by 34%. The gross profit will report at 387 million baht, with a strong EBITDA at 331 million. In overall, the net profit from the shipping were about 174 million. Let's move to the other core business, which is offshore service segment. At this quarter end, decommissioning and T&I segment, subsea IRM segment, and cable laying segment accounting to total of the mermaid revenue at 53%, 33%, and 40% respectively. Decommissioning and T&I and installation revenue were 2.1 billion baht, increasing 98% Y-on-Y, driven from the project in Gulf of Thailand. While the revenue of subsea IRM declined around 19% Y-on-Y, at the revenue report at 1.3 billion baht. For the cable laying report, the revenue at 550 million baht, increasing 27% Y-on-Y due to more project that Mermaid received from the client. For the financial performance of the offshore segment, the revenue was recorded at baht 3.98 billion, increasing 27% Y-on-Y, driven from the decommissioning and T&I installation segment. The gross profit, however, declined to baht 193 million due to the higher project costs from decommissioning and T&I project, and also from the cable laying and from dry dock expense of one subsea IRM that causing gross margin in overall to drop to 5% at this quarter. EBITDA was reported 11 million, while there was also foreign exchange loss in total of 19 million baht due to the payment to the supplier in Thai baht, while the reporting currency is in US dollar. The offshore segment report net loss of baht 265 million and net loss to TTA at 153 million baht. For the next business segment is agrochemical. For this quarter, the fertilizer sale volume was 46.6K ton, and it contribute mainly from the domestic sale at 73% and export at 27%. The NPK fertilizer still dominate as a main product at the sale volume at 41.8K ton, while the single fertilizer sales volume was 48K ton. For the other business line, which is factory area management, the service income from the factory was 28.7 million baht, increasing 6% from last year due to the higher activities. For the financial performance of agrochemical, The revenue were 926 million baht, increasing 30% Y-on-Y due to the higher sale volume. Fertilizer sales rose 33% Y-on-Y, driven from the local sale volume in Vietnam. Pesticide revenue was quite stable in year-on-year basis. In overall, the gross profit were 135 million baht, with the improved gross profit margin at 15% compared to last year at 14%. EBITDA also increased 84% Y-on-Y. At last, agrochemical segment report net profit to TTA at 16 million baht. For food and beverage and other investment segment, for Pizza Hut, we have at the end of March 2025, total we have 198 outlets nationwide, with 2 new branches open new at Heaven, Chaweng Samui, and Ang Thong. While for Taco Bell, this franchise we have 31 outlets nationwide. Besides the food and beverage, other investment worth mention is the water loss management company. We have received the award from project in both Luang Prabang and Suai Lieng in Cambodia for a concession to sell tap water for the local population in that country. So in the next session, may I invite Kun Katarat, our group CFO, who will present the outlook for the 2 business of the TTA ค่ะเรียนเชิญคุณคทารัตน์ค่ะ
ครับthank you ครับคุณอาชริยา and then ladies and gentlemen, and then thanks for your participation in our set digital roadshow. And then for the outlook that we emphasize shipping and offshore business, which are the main core business contributing the revenue over 70% of the group. And then for the dry bulk business overview for the first quarter 2025, we have to admit that we are facing rough seas. And then the BSI in the first quarter dropped to 819 points due to the global economic pressure and also Chinese New Year's. And then, however, the Supermax TCE rate per day peaked at $10,801 in March, which a quarterly average is about 8,321 per day, US dollar per day in the first quarter. For the bulk demand outlook, although weak growth, but knowledge is a power. Year 2025 that dry bulk trade growth expect at only 0.4% in ton miles. And then the minor bulk, which is the Supermax sector of our business, THORESEN, still see growth around 0.4%, while the major bulks are also facing negative growth, like iron ore minus 1.3%, grain minus 2.2%, and then coal minus 3.3%. However, year 2026 still show sign of recovery, forecasted 0.8% growth in ton mile. We must enter in year 2025 to capture year 2026 opportunities. Dry bulk supply outlook, supply remain very tight. Good news that new order book is still very low, like 10% of the total fleet capacity. But the ship owner focus on upgrading instead of building the new ships. Okay. Clarkson expect fleet growth only 3% in 2025 and 2026. And then the regulation like EEXI or CII slow down vessel, and then making more of high and congestion at the port. And all this absorb the capacity and reducing oversupply risks. For the demand and supply balance, we have to admit that we are in the battlefield of imbalance. Year 2025 demand negative growth 0.4% versus freight growth 3.1%, given a gap 3.5%, right? Especially in Supermax, freight growth 3.9% versus demand growth 0.4%, and then same 3.5% of the gap. However, the net TCE now, as of today, is around 9,808, right, US dollar per day, which quite in a similar level of the year 2023. Although the gap is more wider, but the TCE rate is still in the same level. At year 2023, average of the TCE is 10,678. Okay, of course that at that year TTA still outperform. We have reached almost over 13,612 US dollar per day, right? So this year, the same level of year 2023 in terms of rate. And then TTA is still very confident because our break even is just very low, like 8,370 US dollar a day. In terms of competitive advantage of the TTA shipping, TTA thrives not only by luck but by a strong system. Okay, our operation model, we are both owner and operators, so making us highly flexible for time charter and voyage charter. We have a very veteran crew and office team. Long-term tenure professionals shape strong our culture and system. And it's making our, we are one of the most lower cost company. Like in the first quarter, our cost 19% lower than the market. And then from the in-house experience also making us as a very better time charter equivalent or TCE per day. In the first quarter that we have achieved 34% higher than the market average. So making us that looking at in the past, like TTA is maintaining top 5 rank of TCE performance for 6 consecutive years. For the offshore service market outlook, EIA expect average oil price at 66 barrel per day, still above production cost. Offshore energy capital expenditure to rise 11%, driven by deep water and ultra deep water projects. Mermaid also expand globally, especially in Africa, Saudi Arabia, APEC, and Qatar. Now we are fully present in a wide range of coverage service like inspection, repair and maintenance, cable and TNI, and installation, as well as coverage many places of geography. For the our order book is still very solid. Total value of our order book as of the end of first quarter remain very high, 683 million US dollar, and then 362 million to deliver the service in year 2025, and then 293 million in year 2026. And then breaking down into the segment of subsea IRM, 337 million, while Asiana and Enduro, our major vessel performing very good utilization in the Middle East. The cable order book is 107 million, and then the vessel, namely Millennium 3, actively in the Middle East, and also we are expanding the cable project into the UK. T&I and decommissioning order book 239 million, and then focusing on Southeast Asia. And then apart from making a profit, TTA sustainability growth with integrity. We look beyond profit toward a sustainable future. We have estimated dedicated corporate governance and sustainability committee. Encourage our shareholder participant into appoint directors of the company. Renewed CAC anti-corruption certification in the second round. And then we have achieved AA ESG rating and 5-star corporate governance report for 6 consecutive years. We grow our business without leaving anyone behind. And then in terms of sustainability in action, we don't just talk ESG, but we act on it. Environmental, our Torbeb equipped with all skating, lower carbon dioxide, and then fuel use. In terms of social, we have donated to support vocational training for students with intellectual disability. And then in terms of health, we have donated over 1 million Thai baht to Ramahidon Hospital for building restoration after the fire. TTA believes both emotional profit and it's just as important as business profit. Thank you for my listening my presentation ครับ I have end my presentation ครับ